I'm your makeup artist. Where is my cell phone? I found my cell phone. Would you look at that? I'm currently waiting on my tea so I can start talking. You know, this is really supposed to be breakfast with Brittney, but it's not breakfast time. It's like what time is it? It's 4:09 p.m. and I still have stuff to take care of, but I didn't want to leave without filming this little talk. So I hope you guys are ready. Grab some tea, grab some coffee, grab a snack. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about all things fall. Fall is my favorite season, and 3 years ago I would not have said that because I did not know what it was like. I always saw it in movies, but I was always living back home in Jamaica, so I did not know fall for what it really was. Let me wait for that tea before I get into the little story of fall and what it means to me. So stick around. I'll be right back. After I snap my fingers, I will have a mug in this hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Told you. Okay, so I'm going to get into my little talk about fall and what it means to me, and just how I fell in love with it. Let me sit back a little bit so I can have a little chit chat. Hold on, take a sip. It's hot. I'm having cinnamon vanilla tea. Apparently it's good for the skin, and I'm struggling with my skin, so I need a little pep. All right, so what does fall mean to me? First of all, during the season, staying home becomes so much more appealing. My home during the fall time becomes a sacred space. It's a space for me to rejuvenate, you know, to relax and to feel warm and cozy. I miss this time of the year in Rhode Island. Like, anywhere north really, but I live in Rhode Island, so I can say Rhode Island to be exact. Everything's so cozy, the leaves are changing colors, and you feel like you want to change with that. So that was a tangent. To get back to my point, you know, Rhode Island was the first place for me to experience fall, and now I'm living in South Florida where there's no fall. It's like I wake up every morning, and you know, with the new iOS update, you get like good morning, and then you get like the temperature, the high of the day and the low of the day, and every morning I wake up, it's literally saying, oh, the high of the day will be 91 degrees and the low will be 86, and I'm just like, what? So that frustrates me. So because of that, I kind of just overcompensated, and I turned my apartment into fall haven. Everything that I'm doing is really from the home in, like, you know, the saying, home is where the heart is. In this season specifically, my home is where my heart is. So I went all out, and I've decorated. So self-care is the next thing on my list, and self-care comes second to that, simply because self-care happens a lot more when you're at home. So, you know, in terms of what I eat, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, that's how I start to care for myself. So, you know, during the season, I will like light a candle, or light a few candles, and I'll drink some tea, and I will take a bubble bath, or I'll read a book, or I'll do a face mask and do my nails more often, and I'll just like try to take more care of myself. That's honestly one reason why I can say like fall is the best time of the year, because it's like you're feeding yourself, you're giving to yourself, and that's something that is important for you to function. Like, you have to give yourself love, you have to treat yourself, and this time of the year is that for me. Like, I slow down with the season, because this season is slowing down. It's about changing. You slow down and you look into yourself. For me, I look into myself, and I try to give myself the things that I have been neglecting, you know, the care, the love. I feel more inclined to do it in this season because it's so slow and it's so peaceful, and I feel like it's the right time. You know. So this brings me to another point, which is cooking and I almost spilled my tea, which is cooking and baking. I don't cook very often. I know like a lot of you who follow me on Instagram may see me post like a lot of food like all the time, but in reality I don't cook that often. And I honestly love baking. Baking is everything. Because like of my current lifestyle, my current diet, like I am leaning more towards veganism than pescatarianism. You know, the things that I bake, I'm trying to make the vegan versions of. Like, you know, I'll make a chocolate cake and I'll make it vegan and I'll make it, you know, all that kind of stuff. So during the season, I take more time at home, care for myself, things that I eat. So I will invest in some ingredients to make, I don't know, some fun vegan desserts, you know, like cakes and muffins and, you know, cupcakes and stuff like that. And I love that. I love experimenting with dishes. Like my favorite food for the season, I just got a message. My favorite food for the season is butternut squash soup. And my mom came, she was in Rhode Island, so she came like a week ago, and she made me some butternut squash soup with pumpkin and some potatoes, and it was fire. Like, it was good, and I was feeling it. I was like, yes, it's fall. So yeah, I love baking and cooking during this time of the year. It's so great. Everywhere you look on social media, you see coffee and you see hot chocolate, or you see cozy coffee shops. And honestly, that's my thing. Like, I love going to a coffee shop. I mean, it kind of sucks that the only place we really have near to me is Starbucks. It's convenient, but it's not where I want to be ideally. When I was living in Rhode Island, I would find local coffee shops and I would just enjoy them. You know, during the fall time, I used to do my homework in coffee shops. I used to write papers and stuff, and like, it's like the perfect environment for me to see people, you know, people watch, and like you meet, like you talk to people, and you see people, you know, dressed up in their layers and buying their pumpkin spice lattes and their all that stuff, and it's just wonderful, you know. And you know, I'm living here in Florida now, so coffee shops, I really have to try a lot harder to find them, and that's something that I'm gonna be doing. But I do have a Starbucks near to me, and it's pretty cool to just go in there and get some work done and just sip on a caramel latte thing, whatever. Pumpkin spice isn't vegan, but because I'm not wholly vegan, sometimes I get away with that. But I will buy a pumpkin spice and I'll sit down and I'll drink it, and I'll be like, pumpkin spice and everything nice. So yeah. And another thing about fall is travel. Now, I'm not gonna say that's what I always do. I don't always do it, but I feel like because of where I am now, where I'm living, I have to do that, you know, if I really want to experience fall. And I want to travel to, like, you know, places in the north to, you know, it's like a little fantasy of mine to I don't know, get an Airbnb or some lake house in like the forest, and you know, I have to make like a wood fire and I can eat s'mores, and it just sounds like a TV show. I know. I like the scenery of that, and I've always seen it on TV or screens, but I want to experience it for myself. So at some point in time, I'm gonna want to do that, you know. Like, I've been thinking about traveling for this fall, but with school, that just proves to be so hard. Like, I can't take time off because literally every week I have something to do. The last thing, and the most important thing on my list is for the fall time, I love to assess, reflect, and plan to move forward. So I feel like it's at the perfect time of the year when I can sit back and I can look at that list that I had at the start of the year, saying, you know, talking about like the stuff that I wanted to accomplish, and I can say, well, okay, I successfully did that. I didn't get to do that. Why couldn't that happen? You know, what was wrong with, what was I going through? And I assess everything. How was the journey? That's something that we keep forgetting about, the journey to things. Like, it's not easy. Things aren't always easy. The happiest times of the year, the saddest times of the year, is the reasons for all of those times. Like, I feel like it's super important for us to just look at those things, to be able to say, okay, this is the why, and then develop a how to move forward from that, how to become better at something, how, you know, how to accomplish something. Maybe you have been trying to accomplish a goal and your how to was the problem. So, you know, you're at this point and you're just like, okay, let me just step back and look at it. And that's something that I've had to do before. Ultimately, that's what fall means to me. So to just wrap everything up, fall is the perfect time for me to slow down, invest in my environment, invest in myself, you know, have experiences, and ultimately to evaluate things that have been happening and planning ahead to see, okay, this is where I'm at right now with everything, whether it's good, bad, in the middle. This is how I'm going to move forward. This is how I'm going to end the year. And I want to end it on a strong note, because the following year I want to set new goals. You know, maybe your goal isn't a yearly thing. Okay, I get that. But I'm sure you can break up the big goal into smaller goals. So I'll set a new goal and I'll work on that. And I think that's just the way it should be. I'll post pictures of cute outfits and fall foliage and cups of coffee. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you pulled something valuable from this video. I hope that you start to love fall more the way I love fall, because fall is just the best season ever. Hello. I hope you can understand why I'm always so crazy about fall. Like I changed my entire filter scheme on Instagram for fall. If you guys didn't notice. Yeah, I did. Please let me know if you like my little fall inspired makeup that I did myself. I'm so happy. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Brittney's Diary, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love fall. I love you. Bye guys. Mwah. I can't find it. Love Jesus in her bedroom. She's a good girl, staring in the shadows, and the girls, all the broken lives, and I'm free. It's a long day. Yes.